Guard of Honour, the Grenadier Guards, the Coldstream Guards and the Scots Guards are present and awaiting your inspection.
If you could hear that, well, that's Lieutenant Colonel Green inviting the President to inspect the Guard. The exact statement, Mr. President, the Guard of Honour of the Grenadier Guards, Coldstream Guards and Scots Guards are present and ready for your inspection. And that is underway for U.S. President Trump and again for King Charles, someone he has heralded as a close friend and very much enthusiastic in accepting his invitation to this unprecedented second state visit. No elected leader has ever been accorded this honor. And as we've been talking, King Charles has hosted 5 state visits prior. This is his 6th. Queen, somewhere around 112 or 113, the number differed in terms of what I was reading about, but more than 110 over her long reign. But they are rare, only a couple of a year. And as we bring in Rafe, and we'll talk about this inspection and the Guard of Honor in a moment, but the state visit itself, Rafe, it's a rare opportunity, but it is a blending of both pageantry and diplomacy. And just talk about how it's been used historically.
Yes, so state visits are a combination of pageantry and of politics. Today, of course, we have all the pageantry at Windsor Castle. Tomorrow, the politics will take place when the president travels to Chequers, which is the country retreat of the Prime Minister, for serious, hard-nosed negotiations. In fact, it's worth noting that there have only really been 4 presidential state visits in history. There have been 42 presidential visits to the UK, but almost none of them were official state visits. Not even Ronald Reagan got a state visit. Barack Obama and Bill Clinton had their state visits, but this is actually half of the state visits ever given to American presidents have been accorded to Donald Trump, who is now, as we see, inspecting the Royal Guard. And there we see the state colours of the 3 regiments. The state colours are the grandest colours, the grandest standards bearing all the battle honours of each regiment. And they're only actually brought out on these very, very special occasions. And they're not easy to hold. I know some chaps in the army, and these things are extremely heavy, especially on an unpleasant windy day, as we see today.
And Rafe, I think you told us earlier it was George W. Bush who got the state visit as well. I think it was Bush and Obama, and now sorry. You said Clinton. I just wanted everyone to, because you're encyclopedic, and I wanted to make sure we were correct in all of that. But watching this, you mentioned earlier, not to dwell on a point, because certainly Donald Trump's people and the palace said there was no breach of protocol. But in 2019, on Donald Trump's first ever state visit, all of the world was talking about this video. So let's just remind you of what happened in 2019. You see it on the left. Of course, the Queen is to be leading things, and indeed, he completely sort of obliterated her, didn't he, Rafe? Blocked her out. She had to maneuver around him to come up alongside, and people thought that was a huge faux pas and breach of protocol. Did it turn out to be in the end?
No, well, as you can see here, of course, once again, President Trump is taking the lead on His Majesty, and that's because the King is accompanying the President. So it's the President who is doing the inspecting, and the King is accompanying him. Of course, President Trump perhaps did block Her late Majesty a bit too much on the last visit, but I think here he's been, I suppose, well advised that he's keeping just the right sort of space that he should be. And of course, here we see the red plumes in the bearskin hat, which is a symbol of the Grenadier Guards. If you want to know how to distinguish between the guards on display, the Grenadier Guards have red plumes and single buttons going down. The Coldstream Guards have white plumes and 2 pairs of buttons going down. And the Scott Guards have no plumes and 3 buttons going down their tunics, which is how you tell them. Of course, very similar to the uniforms of the Governor General's foot guards, who performed the changing of the guard ceremony on Parliament Hill in Ottawa.
Rafe, thank you so very much. I'm happy to have had time with you. I understand you have some prior commitments, so have to leave us, but you've given us, as always, your incredible expertise, and I appreciate it. We'll look forward to the next occasion. You see the carriage is being taken in to Windsor Castle, And again, this beautiful shot of the grandeur of this fortress and residence dating back 900 years.